your feet in parallel. That can be zipped up together as if you have one leg, hip distance apart if you feel that's more comfortable for you. And we'll give ourselves some of those shoulder shrugs, adding on. Elbows are bending, making those arms a little bigger, rounding through the spine and then opening through the spine like you're doing a cat and then a cow. And then last time we'll round, we'll come down, and then we'll extend tall through the top back side of the head and yet pull the ribs down. So take a ball and slide it underneath your left foot for now. And kind of towards the toes, ball of the foot, bend your right knee, and then just slide that leg forward so it rolls to the back of your heel and come up. So we're sliding forward and coming up. And the ball will probably wobble just a little bit side to side. So while you're working balance, using that right quad and that right glute, we're throwing ourselves a little bit off balance with this ball. But depending on how much pressure you have on that left foot, you're also getting a little massage up and down the arch of your foot. And you can see mine just squirted out. So it gives me that proprioceptive challenge. Last two and last one. Let's bring that ball over to the side. Now this will be a little bit different because you don't have the length of the foot this time. So you're just going to roll it, and you may have to scooty scoot and then come back and roll it out and come back. So my range of motion is going to get a little bit smaller because I'm just only rolling it from the side of the foot to the other side, right? But I'm still bending into that right leg, feeling that quad, feeling that glute, and awareness of the abs. Good, last two. Last one, just leave it down here for a moment and then come up. All right, and then this last one, that ball, your leg is coming behind you, and you're just going to play with where that ball needs to start. You might have to start it at the heel and then roll it to the toe, right? So backwards of what we did in the first place. And I hope that your right glute and hamstring are feeling this work. The last one, come up, and then just bring that ball, put your feet almost side by side, and put some weight on that left foot as you roll the ball forward and back the length of the arch, and feel a nice massage basically through the arch of that foot. So that's the nice part of the ball today, right? And then maybe put it under the ball of the foot and do some circles in one direction, circles in the other. Make sure you have a little bit of weight or you won't really, feel this. And then maybe even bring it to the toes and see if you could imagine spreading those toes around the ball as if you're trying to grip it. And then finally, just bring it to your heel, put your toes down and just pump it just a little bit. Rock it side to side, circle it. And then it's time to move it to the other side. So your weight goes on your left foot. The ball goes underneath the toes of the right foot. We bend into that left leg. We let that ball roll forward and back on that right leg. So we're bending the left leg, if I said that wrong. And that ball is rolling forward and back. A little bit of weight on it. So you're already getting that little arch massage. And even as you roll it to the ball of the foot, feeling that little stretch between those rays of your foot, those little bones. And again, a little bit of weight will help you feel that nice massage, but working the balance and the left leg. And then we'll come up, and again, we're going to bring that ball to the side. So this is only going to be a small range of motion because the ball is going to go side to side on your foot as you bend and straighten that left leg. Last two and last one. And then again, you're going to have that foot behind you. So you might start with the ball towards your heel, because then as you stretch backwards, it'll come forward. And again, bending into that left knee, stretching that right leg, pressing that leg nice and straight. And bring it up. Ooh, we'll put our weight on that left leg, but a little bit of weight on that right one, and just roll that ball forward and back with some enough weight that you want to have. You know, you decide how thorough you want this massage, right? Imagine if you are signing up for a nice massage or a deep tissue massage or reflexology, getting in between those little bones. And then again, you might do some side to side, right? Put it between the ball or the toes, try and spread them out as if you're gripping that ball. At the heel, you might try a couple of bounces up and down. And then again, some side to side. Okay, that was step one with the balls. We'll use them not for every single exercise today, but please have them handy. Come on down. And I have two, as did a lot of you, just so you can kind of figure out which size you want. All right, so have them handy as you lie down. Hey, look at my cat. We have folks next door with a little kid, and I think she's more fascinated by that, so sorry. Okay. Let's take a nice deep breath in, ribs extend up in the air, legs stretch long, low back is off the ground, reach. And then on the exhale, let's pull the ribs down, engage those abs, a slight tuck of the pelvis, but not mashing it down. And just feel those abs engaged in that neutral spine. And then you're gonna bend those knees. So the next thing we're gonna try with that ball, I don't know where my other one went to. Oh, well, our house must be crooked. A lot of times people say, keep your head as if you're holding an apple below it. So we're gonna hold a ball, right? So your chin nods yes, and you may already notice that changes how you normally are. Deep breath in, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders float off the ground. Let's give it an inhale, arms overhead, exhale down. And you might notice, oh, normally I would crunch down on the ball, right? And then as I went down, I would lift away from the ball. But I want you to try to keep equal pressure the whole time. And that might make it feel quite a bit different. Now, if you have a really small ball, this might be a little uncomfortable, right? I'm gonna grab mine because your chin is gonna be in a much more tucked position if I use that smaller one, right? I'm already gonna be here. And that's gonna feel pretty weird. So a bigger one would be a little better now. And if it still feels as if you're too much knotted, then bring it forward towards your chin and put it between your chin and chest, not way back on your neck. All right, last time, something nice with the ball for just a second. Put it at the base of your skull and just rest there. And it should give you a nice little bit of pressure on that area that gets tight. And you could even give it a tiny little rock side to side. You could even roll forward and back just a little bit. This is a really tender area, so don't be too aggressive there. All right. So that was your ab prep. We're gonna lift our legs into tabletop, and we're just gonna hold the ball between the knees. So we're just gonna have a lot of awareness of inner thigh work here. Deep breath in, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. On the inhale, extend the legs, but try not to lose the ball. And exhale. So we inhale, double leg stretch, and we exhale, tap our knees. We inhale to reach, and we exhale to tap. And reach, and tap, reach, and tap. Abs in. Last two. Last one, let's hold this, reach, 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 and Bend your knees, tabletop, head, neck, and shoulders are on the ground. Nod yes. Remember imagining that you have that little ball there. Pull your ribs down, toe touch. Inhale, move those legs away from your body, and exhale to come back up again. So nice and easy. Toes move away, control through your body. Exhale back up. Inhale, knees move away. Exhale back up. Keep that going for me. You have 7 more, please. Last 3. Last 1. Hug those knees in. Hug those knees in. Take a little break. All right. And now we're going to take that ball and we're going to put it, the last few weeks I've been talking about that little space. Come on. Been talking about that little space at the top of your spine below your neck, right? So I'm going to exaggerate where it is right there. Take that ball, you're going to lie down and leave that ball there. Now, if I allowed my head to go up and over, might not be very comfortable, and this isn't what I'm looking for. Nod your head yes, and you're going to give yourself a little support with your fingers so you're not lifting up. You're only lifting till your head is parallel with the ground, and then nod your head yes. And what I want you to feel is pressure on that very spot that I've been talking about, right? And I'm just asking you to hold here, squeeze those shoulder blades together to exaggerate that pressure just a little bit. Nod your chin and let it release slightly on an inhale. Exhale, nod, inhale, release, nod and release, nod and release. And just keep that going for me. This again, it's just a little bit of awareness here. That's one of the reasons that we're using those toys today, is to give you that feedback. Last 2 and last 1, you can drape over that ball. So imagine if you were sitting in a car, if your seats aren't too far back, you could put the ball or a rolled up sock in that area and nod your head yes as your head is against the headrest and get that same idea. So let's move that ball now and just, that should feel like a little bit of a relief. All right, single leg stretch. All we're going to do is use the ball for entertainment, right? So we're going to bring those legs into tabletop. Ball is in my right hand. Exhale, belly button to the spine to float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. We're going to reach that right arm by the ears. You stretch the left toes. As we come back to center, we get to switch the ball, right leg, left arm, and back. So it's like that talking stick. The arm that gets moved has the ball. Arm doesn't get to move until it's holding the ball. Good. And keep that going for me, please. Now, while you're doing this, think about that space at the top of the spine and think about that chin nodded yes. Last 2. Last 1, put the ball underneath both feet, the arches of both feet. And now I promise we're not going to do the bridge like this, but I just want you to feel that and notice how your knees will separate. Squeeze those knees together. And that really zips us up, right? And then now we get to put the left foot on the ground and roll the ball underneath the arch and a little bit toward the heel of the right foot. Deep breath in, exhale, lift up, and you'll feel some pressure on that right foot. So this is where you get to decide, yeah, no, I don't want you to break the little bones in your foot, right? So I don't want it super intense. So first option is simply lift the arms. Second option, you might want to put the arms back down and see, could you put weight, and again, you might want to back it towards your heel a little bit. Can you lift that left knee up and then maybe extend that left leg? And then options, lift and lower the hips. You can do it, with your hands off the ground if that works for you. Or you can put that left foot back down and do a little hamstring work here. Although we will do a little hamstring work to come, so just be warned. But you should feel that right glute and hamstring right now. And then bend the left knee, put it on the ground, bring the right leg down and give it a hug in Let it rock to the right. Flex those toes back. Grab your right big toe. Extend that heel to the sky and stretch for a moment. And then bring that right foot down on the ground and move the ball over to the left foot towards the back of the arch, towards the heel. Deep breath in, and then we lift up. And then you start testing out, if I wasn't supporting myself with my hands, is that okay or too much on my leg? If that was okay, could I put my hands back down and lift my right leg? If that's okay, could I lift my hands, right? And then you decide what you want to do, lift and lower, or roll the ball in and out with the right foot down. Couple more. And relax. Woo, bring that left knee in. Let it drop left. Reach down for the left big toe. Stretch it up. And take a little break. Hug those knees in. See if you can get that ball to you. All right, put that ball on your belly button. Option, as always, to put it on your rib cage if your abs are rounded up rather than even. But you decide. And then legs straight for double leg lower, or back to bent tabletop for toe touch. Deep breath in, exhale, sink the ball down, whether it's your ribs or your belly button. Back of the neck is long. Inhale, legs move away. Exhale, back up. Inhale to reach and exhale up. So reaching and lifting. Arms can be down or they can be lifted up. You just don't want them underneath your hips. Last two. Last one. Whoops, hold it. And then hug those knees in. Put the ball down at your ankles. Squeeze it between your ankles and see if you can get your fingers to touch the ball. So everything at your ankles start rolling like a ball. Exhaling to roll. Inhaling to pause at the top. Exhaling to roll. Inhaling to pause at the top. Keep it going. And then next time you come up, let's hold. And then put your feet on the ground. We're going to just lift up, push those hips back, legs apart, sit tall, hinge forward, spine stretch. So just try not to drop in around, stay extended, flex your toes back, reach for whatever you can. All right, now this next one, this is going to feel a little different. So you're going to have the option to take the ball away. Otherwise, here it goes, right? Nodding yes. Well, that feels weird, doesn't it, right? So grab hold of the backs of the legs, hinge back into your roll down position, open your arms into a T and tap, right? So here's the advantage, hopefully here, you find that you're not here, but you're not way back here. So you have to hold on to that ball. Lower your hands, come up, take the ball out for just a second, extend. Same thing again, ball, tucks, lean it back, pull those ribs in, try that V position. Lift into a V and down, into a V and down, lift, lift. Hi, beauty. Good job. She talking to the cat or is she talking to us? Exactly. Bring it on up. Woo, bring that ball away. One more round, right back where it was. Don't you wish we could do that? Hinge back, either a T or a V, or if you like, an I, arms up overhead, up and over and down, up and over and down. You decide, reach and down, reach and down. Last two, and last one, woo, bring it up. Okay, we are rolling over onto our side. We're going to take this ball as we lie down into that right angle position, knees stacked, ankles stacked, hips stacked, torso's not forward. Remember, it's long. Take that ball and put it under your waist, enough that you feel it if you drop down. So lift up off of it so you're not uncomfortable and drop and feel, ow, and then lift, drop, ow, and lift and keep it lifted, right? So that's going to give you that awareness as we lift that top leg in a nice right angle. Good, then our feet go together, we pivot open in our clam, keeping that awareness of what's going on in the waistline. Good, then we're gonna go knee down, toe down, and you can either go knee to knee, toe to toe, or knee in front, toe behind, knee in front, toe behind, totally up to you. Then knees are gonna stay together, feet are gonna lift up, and we're gonna go back to that clam exercise from here. Check out what's going on at that waistline. And then we're gonna stretch the legs long. So this is gonna be a little more challenging to keep that waist lifted. Lift that top leg, flex through the heel, 5 taps in front. Behind, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel in front, 4, 3, 2, 1. Behind toe, 4, 3, 2. In front, 3. Behind, 3. In front, 2. Woo! Last one, heel, toe, and yeah, heel and toe. All right, and then that leg is at hip height. We're gonna bring it forward. We're gonna lift it up. We're gonna bring it over and behind. We're gonna bring it halfway down. And we're gonna do that in a circle 2 more times. Good, and then we're gonna reverse that. 1 more and relax. All right, take the ball, put it on your hip. Ooh, give yourself a little hip massage with the ball. We'll do this later with a little bit of pressure. You can rub that up and down the outer hip. All right, and then let's flip over to the other side. But before you use that ball, I want you to actually put it so okay, you have a hip bone, your greater trochanter here, and then you have glutes here, muscle and other stuff. Put it on the other stuff, right? Not on the bone. And then lie on it. So it's in, sometimes you have that divot. That's what you're looking for, is that divot. And then you can just roll a little forward and back and see if that kind of helps a little bit. You can move the ball around. It should be on the muscle, not bone, right? So hopefully you have some glute tissue behind you. You can use the ball there. All right. And then 90 degrees. 90 here, 90 here. And then make sure that head is not forward. And then that that ball is under the waistline. Oh, if you drop down, it's not comfortable, drop, ouch, and then lift. And then lift that leg as a unit. Feet together, and we clam open. And then we do our knee to toe. So it can be knee and knee, toe and toe, or knee in front, toe behind, whichever you want, smaller range or not. Last 2. Last 1, knees together, heels are up in the air, and we clam from there. Good, and then we're gonna straighten those legs. Again, a little more challenge here. Front leg, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toe behind, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In front, 4, 3, 2 and 1 behind, 4, 3, 2 and 1 in front, 3, behind, in front, 2, in front, 1, behind, 1. Lift the leg up hip height, bring it in front of you, lift it up, bring it behind you, bring it halfway down, and then make that a circle 2 more times, and reverse. Ooh, are you digging into that ball now? And relax. And we'll take that ball, rub it along the hip, along that outer hip if you want. And then if you liked that on the other side, then you put it again, not on the hip bone, but behind where you have glute muscle and tissue. And you can let it sit there, or you can roll a little bit, kind of playing with where that might give you a nice massage. So the balls are evil and nice, right? And then when you're ready, let's go ahead, lie on your abs. We're going to start easy with that ball out in front of us. Toenails are on the ground, of course. Toes are pointed. Put that ball kind of in between, both hands are on the ball. Press down on the ball and then roll it up, squeezing those shoulder blades. Pause for a moment. Think about this space, right? It should not be rounded. You're going to tuck the chin, not lift it, but tuck it. And then roll back down. Inhale. Keep the legs formatted, knees lifted. Deep breath in. Exhale to roll up and lift up. And down. Inhale. Exhale, roll, lift. And down. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll, lift. And down. And lift. And down. Last time, exhale, lift. Hold. Press down on the ball. Round those elbows towards each other instead of out here. And relax. All right. Now we're going to put that ball underneath your belly button. That should be really uncomfortable. So I want you to lift your abs until it's not uncomfortable. And feel what you're doing here, right? Then keep doing that with your abs and switch it into a pre-plank position. But you can keep that ball there so you know that you're not lazy on that ball. Lift, press away, tuck your toes, flex through those heels, lift and hold. Regular old plank. 45 seconds. Head in line with your spine. Think about that space at the top of your spine, base of the neck. Make sure it's squeezed nice and open. Just less than 20 seconds, fewer than 20 seconds. And relax. Ooh, press it back, resting position. And then we're going to come up onto all fours. Give me a couple cat-cows. And then the next time you go into the cow, exaggerate that shoulder squeeze, tuck the chin, think about that space, make your spine long, tailbone is lifted, but then just gently pull the abs and the ribs in to support this. All right, you're going to put that ball underneath your left hand. You're just going to start giving yourself a left hand massage. Woo, yay! Not a lot of pressure there, right? Okay, now, warning. If you have wrist issues, you might forget this completely, right? You don't have to. But also, rather than, what you can do is roll that ball a little bit forward so your fingers are on the ground. Or otherwise, it's kind of in the center of your hand. And then you're going to take that left leg and lift it up. Now, if that's enough, stay there. If you want to try adding the right hand, just make sure you're not putting too much pressure on that left side, right? Besides not breaking little foot bones. I don't want you to break little hand bones or create trigger thumb or anything else. So feel free to have your fingers on the ground or lift them up for a little extra challenge. And then bring that down. And then cat-cow for me, please. And again, with that spine long, tailbone up, shoulders squeeze together, back of the neck is long, and then pull the belly button in. Ball underneath your right hand. And again, you can give yourself a little massage, and then you can decide, do you want your fingers down? Do you want the ball slightly back? You decide, and then as you're ready, you can lift that right leg, and then that left arm. And then you figure out what you want to do with your right hand, whether you want a little extra support or not. And then reach through those left fingers and that right toes. Stretching, reaching, pressing that ball away, and gently down. All right. So now we're going to roll back over onto our spine. Bring that ball with you, of course. So happy we have this ball with us today. All right, hug those knees in. Let them take a little rock side to side. And now put that ball towards your right hip and let your right hip drop over in a twist. Now, this is one where if you got in the wrong spot, you're going to think I'm just being masochistic. So roll it so it's under your glute, not your hip bone. And again, giving just a little bit of pressure in what's sometimes an uncomfortable area. And then we come back through center. And we're going to move that ball to the other side, lift up, twist into it, and again, make sure that ball's in a spot that's not uncomfortable, please. And then come back through center, bring that ball underneath the center of your tailbone, okay? And then just a couple little rocks side to side, and then move it up a little higher, little rock side to side. And again, now it's getting up towards your top of your sacrum into your low back. And then kind of in your low back, but be really nice and gentle here, right? So keep a decent amount of weight into your feet. And then one more lift up towards the bottom of your ribs, but we're not going to go any higher right now. We'll do the upper back shortly. All right, and then lift up, bridge pose. Lengthen out the back of the neck. Bring those arms up over your head, take a quick little break. All right, so now we tried roll down with the ball here. If you don't do roll-ups, we're going to start with a partial. Otherwise, you're going to bring that ball into that little cranny again, deep breath in, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders float off the ground, just like you're doing ab prep. If this is as far as you can go, just lift your arms up. You can bring them all the way up overhead, but wherever you need to, and then you're going to exhale down. If you want to do full roll up, you're going to exhale and keep rolling up with control. And when you get to the top, give it an inhale. If you're doing full roll ups, you can bend or straighten out those legs. If you're not doing full roll ups, I want you please to keep your knees bent. If that ball, for any reason, is bugging you, right, making your neck hurt more than usual, then take it away. That's fine. If it's giving you some decent feedback, then keep it where it is, of course, please. Couple more here, please. Next time you're down, you're going to stay down. I want you to leave the ball where it is, because we're going to do hip lifts, and hip lifts are one of those where we have a big tendency to lift the chin. So this is going to be possibly confounding for some of us. So keep that nod yes. Bring your legs straight above you. Deep breath in, exhale, pull the belly button in. On the inhale, lift up and come down. Lift up and down. More challenging, elbows bent. More challenging, no hands. So you decide which of those forms of hip lifts you want to do. Your final option is to turn that hip lift into a rollover. And I'll just remind you what rollovers are. If you wanted to, you would do that hip lift with the inhale, but you'd bring your legs overhead. Exhale, tap them down. Inhale, bring them parallel to the ground. And then exhale, roll down a vertebra at a time. Keep your ball there. Here we go again. Either keep the hip lifts or inhale, lift. Exhale, legs tap. Inhale, parallel. And exhale, roll down a vertebra at a time with control. So you choose hip lifts or rollovers. If you're doing rollovers, give me 2 more. If you're doing hip lifts, give me 6 more, please. Is that ball still there? Is it bugging you? You may notice tomorrow there might be some weird soreness, you know, in these little muscles. You have mandibular muscles, you have sternoclavicular, anyway. And you have all those erector spinae. Take a little break. Hug your knees into your chest, please. And then when you're ready, your legs are going straight back up again. What? We're gonna reach up, grab that right leg. We're just doing scissors here. Deep breath in, and we're exhaling, gonna pull in twice, and switch. Almost there. Last 2. Beautiful. Bring your head down, bend your left knee, point your right toes, abs drawn in. This is a good time to give us that feedback again. So we're going to put the ball on your belly button. We're going to start our leg circles. You start with an inhale, you finish with an exhale, and you reverse directions. So you inhale to start your circle, exhale, finish, and then go the other way. Inhale to start, exhale to finish. So normally I have you have your fingertips on your hips, and you can do that if you like. But what I really want you to see is, how's that ball doing, right? Is it rolling around? Be aware of that for me. That was a nice demonstration, wasn't it? And of course, if you have the flexibility, you can straighten out the left leg, flex through the heel. And you can always try to make those circles bigger. And then we'll bend the right knee and put the foot on the ground. Keep the ball where it is. If it wobbled around too much, you might want to put it back in center, and then that left leg comes up. And again, we start with smaller circles, inhaling to start the circle, exhaling to finish. And start to make that circle a little bigger as you feel more confident. Stretching out the right leg and flexing through the heel if you want. Nice, bend that knee. All right, we're gonna put that ball where we had it earlier at that base of the skull, but then we're gonna walk ourselves up and over it so it's kind of between your shoulder blades. You may want to give yourself some head support, right? You can let your elbows come down and maybe do it that way, and then you're gonna bridge up and start walking your way up and over that ball, if that feels okay with you, right? So again, if it's too much, or not again, but if it's too much, maybe switch out if you have the option to a smaller ball. And the more weight you put in your feet, the less you'll have on those vertebrae. And you're only doing this if it feels good, not bad, right? And then eventually roll that ball out and relax. Take your ball, bring it behind your right knee for me, please. And just place it there. Oh, you know what? We never did do that hamstring work, did we? Guess what? Ball is behind your right hamstring. Sorry, guys. Back over onto your hands and knees. This isn't bad, maybe. Shoulders out of your ears. Lift that right leg up. And I want it up so far that you can't see your knee. So when you look down, you can't see your knee. Flex to your right heel. And then you're pulling your heel in towards your hip, in. You want to add on, you stretch out your left arm. So you should feel your hamstring, your right hamstring working. Then put that left hand down, cross that right knee behind you, lift it back to center and rotate it open. So we crisscross, center, fire hydrant, cross, center, fire, cross, center, fire. Good, leave it to the side in your fire hydrant, get that knee and heel to be in one line, not down, not up, and then squeeze, 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 hamstring curl, curl, curl. Try not to have this on the tendon, belly of the muscle, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bring that down, shift it over to your left leg, we'll stretch those in a moment. Lift that left leg up so you can't see your knee, and then squeeze in, flex through the heel, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're welcome to extend that right arm. Beautiful. And then we crisscross behind, come up, fire hydrant. Crisscross, up, fire hydrant. Crisscross, up, cross. Last 2. Last 1, leave it up to the side, square everything up and squeeze, 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 squeeze. And relax. Ooh, okay, now we get to stretch. So come on down and we are going to put that ball behind our right knee again. Back onto your spine, hug that right knee in. Now, as you do this, move the ball down wherever you can put it so that your hamstring and your calf muscle are holding it, and then just squeeze. And you should be compressing both your calf muscle and your hamstring, and hopefully it feels kind of good. And then you're going to point and flex from there, and that's going to change and give you a nice massage of your calf, and then you could circle, and that again will change how things are going there. Now, if you can fold the knee enough, roll the ball a little farther down. So now it's almost at the top of my Achilles tendon, right, where that belly of the muscle gets smaller, and it's closer to my hamstring attachment. So I'm going to move my hands down and compress it there. And then again, if I flex and point, boy, that's going to change things, right? And I can circle. You may even notice, well, why does this feel like something's going on in my foot? Because think about your flexors and extensors of your foot. Those muscles aren't way down. I mean, they go to your feet, but they come from your shin and your calf area, all the way up to your knee sometimes. All right. That should feel nice on that right leg. And now we're going to put the ball back where we started it, behind the knee. Bring that leg to the right. Grab that right big toe. And then we're going to lift up and stretch out. And you can just move the ball for a second. Maybe point and flex. Might feel a little different from what we did a minute ago, that love that we gave it. And then bend that right knee with the ball, straighten out the left leg and bring that slightly across. And we're going to straighten that leg. So this is that IT band stretch. And if you want to, you could roll that ball all the way along the leg, even up into the calf, and just see what happens with that. And then again, bend the knee and let's twist. Now, as you come back through center, we'll just do that thread the needle. I'm still holding on to that ball. Bring everything in, straighten out the left leg. We'll give it a little point, flex, and circle. And then we're going to close the gap, but leave the ball where it is. Hug those knees. So again, just a little bit different here. It'll be pushing your right leg a little closer to you. Arms into a T and drop left. Now, as you come back up, you're going to grab that ball from the right and put it under the left. And we're going to hug that in. Let that leg rock around a little bit, compressing that area where we feel some, some love on the calf and the hamstring. Slide it down so it's at the belly of the calf and kind of the mid part of the hamstring. And again, give some pressure here. You can move those feet around a little bit. We're going to feel it more when we slide it down one more time. And then finally, again, if you can fold the leg enough, slide that ball so it's towards the bottom of your muscle belly, right? And toward the attachment of the hamstring. And this is where, as you point and flex and circle that left leg, you might feel some stuff going on that left foot. Sorry, you might feel some things going on in that foot. And then we'll bring it right back where it was originally. Bring it back through center, straighten out the right leg, bring the left across, straighten it out. Feel where you're getting that stretch and add that ball massage if you want. And then ball back behind and we drop to the right. Flip it back through center, thread your needle, bring it up, straighten it up, flex and point to the right. And then we're going to crisscross all the way. Might be a deeper stretch now on the outside of that left hip because that knee is closer to your face. T position and twist. And then nice and easy back through center. You can put the ball off to the side. Last thing, if you want, you don't have to, you can take a moment and now you have better control rolling that ball forward and back, side to side, all over your foot. Totally up to you how much you do or don't want to do. It's just a little quick bit of love here. Woo, we're playing soccer. All right, and then finally, flip on over, hands and knees, and let's cat-cow. And then finally, press up high plank, press back down dog, pedal those feet out, walk wide, nod your head yes and shake no, bend your knees, hands on your thighs, extend, round, extend, big deep breath in. Happy 4th of July. There we go.